All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Channel 6 TV Community Focus. I'm Kenny Fogle. We're here in Nelson County today, and we're talking to Carter Dyson, and we're down here at the Career Center. For many of us, for many years, we call it the unemployment office here in Bardstown. But a lot of people don't realize the Career Center is still here, and we're still in business, and it's got a lot of work to do. So, Carter, first of all, welcome to the show today.
Hey, Kenny, thank you. Thank you for having me, man. I'm looking forward to the opportunities to better inform the people as to what we're doing here, all the good things we're doing, not only here, but in our other 7 counties as well.
Well, it's been a while since we got a chance to talk, probably a year or so, and I know a lot's been going on in the last year or so. And so I'll let you update us a little bit. Now, some changes. Before we get into it, there have been some changes here in Bardstown because you're not here every day. You're not here like you were before. What's going on here now?
Well, not just here in Bardstown, but Kenny, that's been changed throughout the entire Commonwealth. And that's one of the things we want to talk about here is that back in the past, we had the Office of Employment and Training that was here. Well, that's since been changed to Career Development Office, doing the same thing, help with employment, doing what we call Wagner Picer services, helping people with business services, helping job seekers get jobs. What has happened is that there's been a reorganization, and a lot of those people that were in Office of Career Development, which is now, like I said, Career Development Office, have been called back and moved to different offices and stuff. The people that were physically here in this Bardstown office are now in the Elizabethtown office, but we still have the ability to deploy the services down here. We just don't have as many people physically in the office.
Well, I'm not going to get into all the politics of why that was done or anything, but as you say, the role is still pretty much the same. If somebody's looking for a job or somebody's needing retraining or something of that nature, do they still come here? How do they get in touch with you?
Well, actually, all that information is on the door. Phone number 766-5115, but an email address, all that stuff is on the door.
Okay.
What I would tell you is that the services are being rendered from afar now, but because of technology, we can do them via Zoom. We can do some services via email. A lot of services such as unemployment, you can do those yourself via the telephone, also via the computer that we have here and stuff. We have a computer, what we call the resource room here, where you can come in, and the team here does a tremendous job with that. They open at 8 o'clock Monday through Friday, and they're here to 4:30.
Every day?
Every day.
Oh, okay.
And what we are, which is Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act, which is a program that we have, we send people from the E-Town office here on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Okay.
Those services are to help people with the first 2 years of college or the last 2 years of college, or to help you with services such as certificate of completions or things of that nature. Because a lot of these jobs, Kenny, you don't have to have a degree for them.
Right.
We're partnering with E-Town Technical Community College. And what happens is that they have a lot of programs there where it may take 6 weeks, may take 6 months, but sometimes when you get the certificates, those certificates travel. And so you don't necessarily have to be in school for the whole 2 years, a whole semester, anything like that.
Well, I know we're here nationally, and we actually hear, they tout it all over the state as well. Their unemployment rate is the lowest it's ever been. But I know we just had American Greetings shut down. NOAC here in Bardstown is laying off a tremendous amount of people. There's still a need for your services, obviously.
Well, obviously it is. Because we still have, the way the economy kind of bounces around, on paper it looks good.
Yeah. And
that's one of the things we do. We provide people with labor market information here to kind of let you know what the future is going to look like in certain job markets and stuff and everything. And you're right. With the layoffs, sometimes what we have, displaced workers, people that, for the sake of argument, somebody started out working there and they had a GED at the time, and they worked there for 20 years. Now you come out and you got to find another job. You're in your mid-50s and stuff, and you don't have a GED. So we got Skills U, which is adult education, which is in this building, and what they'll do is they'll help you with your TABE test, your GED, and all the services that are provided in this building by the Kentucky Career Center on Lincoln Trail are free, no cost to you. And we're here to help job seekers find jobs, and we're here to help businesses find employers.
Well, you mentioned just a minute ago about the career market. Obviously, that's changing because used to, you could get a job in a factory putting on labels. Like, say you use Inawac as an example. I know my wife worked there years ago, and she talked about how they put on labels, and she was talking to somebody recently, and they said, we don't want to do that anymore. We've got a machine that does all that. It's all robotics. So the career is different now. You're training differently. What you trained for 20 years ago probably doesn't even exist anymore in many cases.
You're exactly right about that, but I will tell you this about what happened if you speak in terms of 20 years ago. A lot of those people around my age, would have what they're calling soft skills now. Back when you and I was coming up, those were called common sense. being where you're supposed to be, having what you're supposed to have, and doing what you're supposed to do. Nowadays, that's not as common, and so what happens is that diversity is needed on the job, not just cultural diversity. That's not even what I'm referencing. I'm talking about the age diversity, where you've got people with experience that are coming in, that are professional, know what professionalism looks like and stuff, irregardless of the education level. So what we have nowadays is that soft skills is the word that's out there now.
Yeah, I had a guy that called me the other day as an insurance agent. We were talking. He said he hired a guy 18 years old, straight out of high school, and didn't even know how to answer the phone. Said when he picked the phone up, he didn't. Hello wasn't even the first word out of his mouth. He said it just blew him away. That how do you train somebody to answer the phone?
Well, part of that is that we've got to work in conjunction with the schools. And you mentioned that, but think about this. They don't even teach cursive writing in school anymore. So if you give somebody a check and tell them, sign this check, they're going to print their name.
Yeah.
So they go and try to sign a check if you're still doing that versus direct deposits. People are printing their name now, this generation now.
Right.
It's through no fault of their own, because that's what the schools, that's what we are.
Well, technology's changing so much. Like you said, everything's direct deposit. May not even see a check much anymore, so that's a different.
They won't, so instead of cursive writing, they're teaching keyboarding.
Yeah.
And so but when you get to be of a certain age, keyboarding it doesn't catch on as quick as it does.
Sound like we're not talking to each other. The 60-year-olds and the 20-year-olds can't communicate.
Well, they don't communicate as well as they could, and therein lies the issue, because we both can learn something from each other.
Yeah.
And therefore, that's why diversity is a good thing. Diversity and inclusion is a very good thing when it comes to looking for jobs, hiring people, keeping people on the job. Those are the things that we need to do now.
Okay, well, I know years ago we used to teach, and probably still do, how to go for an interview. And obviously, going for an interview is not the same as it used to be. Used to, you walk in, person, coat and tie, simple. Now they don't necessarily it anymore. So what's an employer looking for now when a young person walks in the door? I mean, what does it take to get hired?
Well, here's the first thing. You got to be able to fill out an application.
Yeah.
Nowadays, everybody's doing it online. The other thing is you want to come in dressed for the job that you want versus coming in. When we give job fairs and stuff, matter of fact, we have one this Friday at the American Legion in E-Town on Ring Road. A lot of times people come to job fairs nowadays, Kenny, you may not believe this, but in pajamas. Seriously?
I'm laughing, but I think you're right. I mean,
I know I'm right.
Yeah, I know you're right.
They come in pajamas. They don't bring their resumes. They don't come ready to interview. And all these services we're talking about now, these distractions, if you will, are offered at the Kentucky Career Center. Right here in Bardstown, we do mock interviews. We can help you with your resume. We can show you how to research the job. We have free classes. Anything that you need to do, we can put together a class for you to be able to help you out when it comes to employment. Anybody that wants to work, for the most part, they've got to have some skin in the game. By that I mean, it's no secret that we have a problem with the drug issue, not just here, but nationwide.
Right.
If a person is clean, can put together 2 or 3 sentences, look halfway decent in their clothes, and are willing to work, then there's no reason why they should be unemployed right now.
Well, I had somebody call me the other day who was just asking me about because I do some writing, and they want to know if I was a resume writer. And I said, well, I can write just about anything, but I'm not a professional at that. But you all do provide those services right here to help somebody learn to write a resume on their own, or maybe even help them do it a little bit yourself.
We do. We have people that, again, because the Career Development Office is no longer physically right here in this office,
Right.
but we can deploy people down here to put together a class. So all you got to do is say, I need this, I want this, and we're able to set it up and get the people in here. We did special classes for American Greetings shutdown, so we're able to come in here like 4 consecutive weeks and do classes on mock interviews. We did classes on how to research a position, and as well as how to dress and dressing for success for the jobs and stuff.
And I know you mentioned earlier it's all free.
Yeah, well, I was told not to say free. It's no charge.
No charge.
I spoke to a group one time, and they told me, actually it was a Rotary Club in Elizabethtown, and I was talking. I said all our services are free, and the lady told me not to say free. So it's no cost.
No cost.
It's
Okay.
no cost. And let me say this: Not only do we have offices here, we had our hub, which means our big office that has everything in it. It's in Elizabethtown. We also have offices in Litchfield and also in Lebanon. And the group down at Terry Thomas and Elizabeth Manley, because they would probably be seeing this, they do a tremendous job down there. And if you need any services down there, then that would be the place.
I've got a fantastic office over in Lebanon. Been over there several times, working with them over there. But again, you mentioned just briefly, you do good career fairs on occasion.
Correct.
So employers are looking for somebody. Obviously, they would. If not, they would just say, put up a sign, we're not hiring. But there are people out there that's actually hiring right now.
They are, and again. Now, think about this. When you see a job that's in the paper or wherever it's listed at, you're looking at about 30 days turnaround, 30 to 45 days before you actually get on board.
Yeah.
When you apply for the job, interview, and check your references and all that, you're looking at 30 to 45 days. So it's not going to happen overnight. But what happens is that there are a lot of good companies out there that are seeking employees and stuff. It's just a matter of you researching, see which one fits you, your education, your experience, and then you pursue the job. I mean, you have questions for them. You'd be amazed, Kenny, the number of people that conduct interviews. I mean, when they go through an interview, and then at the end, they say, do you have any questions? Don't have any questions. And so it's like, okay, so the interviewer has been talking the whole time, and you have no questions. That person just decided they're not getting that job because they're not asking any questions. You want to, and we teach you stuff like that in terms of like, at the end of an interview, you might say, well, what are your expectations out of me for a good day's work? Yeah. What are your expectations out of me within 90 days? What are your expectations in terms of promotion opportunities? Yeah. Those are the things there. Those are the type of questions you want to be asking, not how much am I going to make and the benefits, because the person interviewing you is going to tell you all that. And then it's up to you to decide whether or not this is a fit for me or not.
Yeah, so it works both ways. You're providing a service, and they're providing. But again, people are scared of filling out the application. They're scared of the interview, and they're scared of the drug test. So there's a lot of scary little obstacles there.
Not only that, though, you mentioned applications, Kenneth, but most people don't do written applications, though. Yeah. So they're afraid of the application. They won't come in here and get on that computer. People are actually afraid that they may break their computer. Seriously, if they hit a wrong key. Yeah. And you have people hitting and pecking. Yeah. Because they don't have keyboarding skills, and I get that. Yeah. Come in and there are all kind of links and apps out there where you can even take tests online, and we have programs help through Skills U that can help you with that, and also the Kentucky Career Center also has people that are in place to be able to help you with that.
And I see you help veterans. You got a special thing for veterans.
We have a special thing for veterans. We have two different elements that help veterans. One is that when the veterans are getting ready to depart from the military, whether they retire or whether or not they just ETS, which is expiration to in service, then we have a place you can go and we'll help you with your resume and that type of stuff there. The same thing that we do here. There are some people, Kenny, that specifically want to talk to a veteran. Now, obviously, they can't go out and say, I only want to have veterans. Right. They're not going to say that. But there are some that want to have veterans, just like there are some that want to talk to felons. We do second chance also, to where there are a lot of companies out there that will have felons. And then we're working with them with expungement property, to where after 5 years, you can get some things expunged, to where even when you put out a state application, you have to put on there that you were a convicted felon. Yeah.
Well, like I said, there's a tremendous amount of resources here available for somebody that's just getting into the job market, but primarily for those that are coming back into the job market. It's been, again, I know a lot of people that are, as you mentioned, scared to death of somebody's trying to call me over there. Don't worry. I got my phone turned down, so they'll just have to talk to me later. But if people are scared to death, and I know I'd be one of them. And I got out of the military. I mean, it's a different world. The military is a different world, and I can see where a military veteran would be scared to death to even go for an interview. It's a different world.
Well, you and I are both military people, so I'm a retiree from the Army, and you were in the Air Force. And I always kid about saying, Air Force aren't really military. So,
hey, we take it. We got our country clubs. We're not complaining.
But with that being said, in all seriousness, though, a lot of military people don't know how to dress their resume to show what they did in the military, because the higher up you go, the less you actually do your job,
Mm-hmm.
and you become more of a manager.
It is. It's a leadership. It's
It-
very political in some ways, but
Yeah.
as you move up, you're less of a technician or whatever you
That's right.
normally do.
You're more of an administrator or a
Mhm.
mid-level manager, but I wouldn't know that from looking at your resume unless I was in the military, which I
Yeah.
was. So I can dissect the military. You've got two different branches, two different sectors in the military. One is support, which I was
Uh-huh.
in terms of being an HR guy, but you got combat arms, which are obviously the people that were fighting and tankers and
Right.
infantry guys. There's not a big market for guys that drove
No,
tanks.
not too much. Yeah, not too much of
I
that
hear
anymore.
I hear in the real world, and so but they've got to be. But a lot of those guys, all those guys were in leadership positions and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And when they made decisions, it was about life and death. So you kind of want those people
Yeah.
to work for you, especially the higher up they went, the more of a manager they became to go along with the other skills they had. And so that's where we have to educate the employers in terms of the advantages of hiring people that have served this country and served this country well.
So there's a variety of ways people can get a hold of you. One, they can come right here to the office down here on well, we call it the Maple Hill section. Right? There's several things it's called down here near the Nelson County Jail, County Road Department. And but they can come here. Their information's on the door. If you're not here, they got other information. But they can call you, and somebody, again, if they got a computer, they can find you on the web. It's the Kentucky Career Center, right?
Yeah, you can look on the ltcareercenter.org, ltcareercenter.org,
Okay.
.org, and that'll link you with all four of our centers.
Mm-hmm.
And we're here to help you. I mean, that's what we're here for. We got an enthusiastic staff that go out of their way to do some things to help
Yeah.
you out. Here in Bardstown, we have more people in the office on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday because we deploy people from E-Town to come down here to work in the office. And as a matter of fact, we have one in the office today. She just kind of switched the days around and stuff.
Right.
So those other offices are fully manned. The E-Town office, if you want to ride over there, you don't have to though, and that's the thing we want to get out of here. And we're trying to work in conjunction with the as well as not only with the people here in this building, but also with the Chamber of Commerce and stuff
Yeah.
through the different programs that they have in place that we're trying to do with them. And so it's a team effort along with all the school districts and stuff and everything. Kenny, we're trying to get these youth ready,
Yeah.
to go out there and find some of these jobs and stuff and everything. Your Economic Development Council over here, led by Kim Houston, do a tremendous job of bringing people in. And sometimes to their own detriment, 'cause they may have more jobs than they have people ready to take them and stuff.
Right.
And so what happens is up to us to work with the school districts to find those people that are not working, find those people that are not comfortable where they are working, for us to go out and try to set that thing in motion so that we can help everybody.
Well, Carter, we do appreciate you taking the time with us today. And like I said, you've got a lot going on here that people don't know about. And it's fantastic that there are jobs out there available, and there are people looking for jobs, and your job is just sort of to bring the marriage of the two in between to get that to happen. And so there's nothing there's nothing to be frightened about, because these people are here to help, and the services are at no charge. So that's a good thing as well. So if you get a chance to stop by, what is the address here? I'm not exactly sure the address.
860 West Stephen Foster.
860 West Stephen Foster Avenue in Bardstown, or give them a call. Look them up at ltcareers.org. And
LT Career Center.
ltcareercenter.org. See, I'm not even getting that right, but you'll find it. Get online and look on there for Lincoln Trail, and they'll lead you in the right direction. And thanks, Vol Carter. Appreciate you being here
Hey,
today.
thanks for having me. Listen, we've been wanting to get this information back out because, unfortunately, when there was the change, there was some transition that went on in the Commonwealth. People were under the impression that we were no longer here.
Oh yeah, that was the rumor for a long time that you
still
just
the
up
rumor.
and left us.
It's still the rumor.
Well, we're gonna fix that. That's what we're here for.
It's still the rumor. We want to put that rumor. We want to put that to bed, and that we're here and looking forward. I mean, we wish there was not a need, but realistically, there is a need, to help people.
Right. Well.
And that's what we're here for. It's not going to cost you anything.
Yeah.
And do not be afraid to come in. We have classes that'll be able to help you, from speaking classes to keyboarding classes to researching classes. That's what we do. We're here.
Even pick out your cleanest pajamas for you for the interviews.
You mentioned that, but we work in conjunction with some of the local companies that will even help you if you don't have clothes.
Right.
To wear to an interview and stuff.
Well, like I said, it sounds like you got it all covered.
You'll be amazed, Ken, the number of what people will wear what they think is suitable for a job.
Yeah. So, well, like I said, provide clothes, provide job skills, interview skills, and again, as the applications have changed, that you at least be able to communicate with each other.
Absolutely, and that's the most important thing there, communication and letting people know, maybe if you're afraid of something, then we're here to help you. We'll help you with the keyboarding. We'll help you with what to wear. We'll show you how to tie a tie. Those things there that it's hard to make a first impression the second time around.
Exactly right.
And so that's what we want to do. We want to help the businesses find employees. We want to help the employers find employees. We want to reach out, especially to our veterans and stuff, and also to anybody else that want to improve their lot wherever they are, whether they're looking for a job and they have a job, or they want to do better on that job with some training and stuff. All this stuff is no cost to them.
All right, Kentucky Career Center. Carter Dyson here with us for the Lincoln Trail chapter of it. So appreciate you tuning in, and give them a call or here's somebody of his staff, and they can help you. Like I said, if you got a job and want a better one, they help you there. If you don't have a job at all, help you there as well. So give them a call, and we appreciate you being here today. Thank you very, very much for what you do, and keep it up.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right, well, thank you. We'll be back in just a few minutes here on Community Focus here on Channel 6 TV. We'll be right back.